Does your dog have a favorite human? Although a lot of dogs find themselves with more than one owner, one person in the household will often become a dog's special person, the one they love above all others. Contrary to popular belief, this preference isn't just based around who fills the food bowls and takes them out to pee. A dog can actually choose their favorite person based on a variety of factors, and they are not always as straightforward as we expect. The true reason why dogs love us. The primary reason that our dogs love us is, essentially, that we bred it into them. When the first wolves decided that these weird bald monkeys weren't going anywhere and looked like they might give good ear scratches, the humans they befriended only allowed the calmest, least aggressive ones to stick around. Any wolves who got aggressive or worse actually attacked their new human buddies were kicked out into the cold. Within a few generations, as the ones that stayed gradually became dogs, they started all being born with a natural desire to be friends with and please humans. This was easier to accomplish with dogs than it was with some other animals, because the basic programming already kind of existed in the canine brain. Wolves are pack animals who naturally live in family groups and will often form strong bonds with each other. Their species was already born with a tendency to befriend and please other wolves, and all the early humans had to do was redirect those instincts towards themselves. However, one major problem with those wolfish instincts was that a pet dog isn't an equal member of their pack. Humans want their dogs to be willing to follow their orders, but most people are less happy with the idea of their dog bossing them around. Not to mention, most people don't want their dogs to follow the orders of any human they come across. Especially if your pup is meant to be guarding your home or your livestock, which are the jobs that those early wolves were originally recruited to do, then having them see every member of the community as part of their pack, and therefore allowing them access to your stuff, is a major problem. Why do dogs really pick favorites? Fortunately, domestication came with a built-in solution to that particular issue. See, domestication isn't just about making wild animals able to hang around humans. The first wolves to hang out with the first humans weren't domesticated, any more than a pet lion in the home of a modern wealthy weirdo is domesticated. Wild animals can be persuaded to hang out with humans and not eat them, even trained to do tricks. But these animals are tame, not domesticated. Domestication is about breeding that tameness into the animals, and it comes with a lot of other traits. In 1952, a Russian scientist named Dmitry Belyalev thought to prove this by attempting to domesticate a new species, wild silver foxes. By breeding the calmest and friendliest foxes together, over the generations he found that, as expected, the foxes became friendlier. But he also found other changes. Their eyes got bigger, their faces got wider, their ears became floppier, and they began to develop spots and other patterns on their coats. Essentially, they began showing the same physical traits that separate domesticated dogs from wild wolves. A lot of these traits are traits that the wild wolves and foxes would have shown as babies. In many ways, that's what domestication does. It turns animals into eternal babies. Like baby wolves, adult dogs like to play. They bark, something that wolf cubs often do and adult wolves rarely ever do, and they chase their own tails and follow thrown sticks. And like all babies, they form an intense attachment to their parents, which for a lot of domestic dogs means they're human owners. The person who a dog sees as their favorite is often just the person that they see as their parental figure. How does your dog pick their favorites? There are a few different factors that play into who a dog chooses to become their favorite person. Often it's the person who has been in the dog's life the longest, or the person who shows them the most physical affection. If the dog has a specific trainer, then it may be that person, as the dog will feel naturally safe and confident with them. Otherwise, it might be as simple as just being the person whose personality best meshes with the dog's personality. A quiet and shy dog might prefer an introverted owner, for example, while an active, playful pup may prefer an extrovert. How to tell if you are your dog's favorite? So now you know why and how dogs pick their favorites. How do you tell who your dog's favorite human is? We're now going to give you 6 tips to help you tell whether you're your dog's special someone. Number 1. A dog may not be able to spend all their time with their favorite human. After all, favorite humans have social lives and jobs and school, same as everybody else, all of which might end up tragically dragging them away from their beloved pooch. But that won't stop them from trying. If your dog comes running the moment you walk in the door and refuses to leave your side, even if it means interrupting their playtime with somebody else, then that suggests that they consider you to be their favorite human. Number 2. A dog is never more vulnerable than when they're asleep, and they know this. As a result, most dogs will only go to sleep in the presence of somebody that they trust. If your dog chooses to not only sleep near you, but to actually sleep in your bed, then that's a sign that you might be their favorite. Number 3. It might seem odd to think of stealing from you as a sign of affection, but dogs will often steal small items that smell like their favorite person and hide them in their dog bed or around the house. Dogs are very smell-oriented creatures. To your pup, their collection of things that smell like you is serving basically the same function as that picture of the two of you that you use as your desktop background at work. It reminds them of you when you're not around and makes them less upset when they're missing you. Number 4. However many ways there are in which dogs inconvenience their humans, humans do a lot more to inconvenience their dogs. Imagine living with a weird giant who insisted on scooping you off the ground and squeezing you at random, or who kept preventing you from doing fun things like digging in the yard or chewing on their shoes for no reason that you could understand. Dogs are naturally pretty stoic and will often put up with a lot of annoyances, but no human will get away with more than the dog's personal favorite. If you are the only one who can get your dog to take their medicine when they're sick, or sit still while they're being groomed, or let someone clip their nails, then that's a sign that you are their favorite human. Number 5. One of the main ways that dogs show affection to each other is by licking each other's fur to groom it. To a dog, a human petting them with their hands feels kind of like being groomed, or a weird human approximation of being groomed, which is why they go so crazy for it. Because of this, if a dog really loves you, it's only natural that they'd try to show it by grooming you back. Dogs often aren't all that picky about who they lick, but if you find yourself frequently being singled out for extra sloppy doggy kisses, then that's a sign that your dog wants to show you some extra love. Number 6. This is one of the most subtle signs of canine affection, but it's arguably the sweetest. When a dog wants to show somebody that they are the center of their world, they will often do nothing more dramatic than simply sit and stare. If you find yourself noticing your dog's gaze on you more and more, looking at you with those big soppy eyes, as if they can't imagine anything being more important or interesting than their human, then that suggests that you are their true favorite person. Do you have a male dog? Then you'll probably relate to these really weird things they do for their owners. Check out this video to find out about 7 crazy things only male dogs do for their owners and the reasons behind them.